It still will feel cold throughout the rest of the week for us, and even colder, Brandi, for the weekend. I know we got parades and stuff, but we're gonna need even more layers by the weekend.
Weather is king and queen around here,
Yes, it
and
is.
I'm not talking about carnival royalty. We're talking about everybody keeping their eye on the forecast. But you mentioned the frost on the windshield. Another reminder, got to warm up those cars.
Indeed.
You do not want to be throwing hot water on the car. That is very damaging for the windshield, okay? So let's not do that. This is I-10 at the Claiborne flyover, and as you can see, the volume is slowly starting to pick up. It will definitely increase as folks start to head downtown on this Tuesday, because we are getting back to normal, back to business, like Daryl likes to tell us. It's 6:01 on this Tuesday. This is the NO Metro, I-10 at Williams, I-610 at Canal Boulevard. Green light all across the metro area, especially on the interstate system, so that's some good news. Looking on over at the West Bank, very light volume at the moment, approaching the Crescent City Connection Crescent City Connection Bridge. Looking at the elevated West Bank Expressway, surface streets, everybody has the green light over there on the west side. Chalmette Ferry is in service. I'm waiting to get the official word that the Canal Street Ferry is in service, so not just yet. They should be rolling in the next few minutes, but the streets definitely are rolling. You have the green light to go ahead and get on the road and get where you got to go this morning. And looking again from the top of the CCC, the volume will slowly start to pick up here on the bridge, but for right now, things look good. I'll be back in a few minutes, and of course, if something develops, I'll push it to your phone through the WDSU News app.
We know you will, Brandi. Thank you.
6:19 on this Tuesday morning, so let's get you out the door. This is I-10 at the high-rise bridge, and as you can see, the volume on I-10 westbound, that's the cars driving towards us, definitely starting to increase, and as you can see, sunrise also starting. So let's look at it on the map. Let's make sure we can confirm that there's no extra congestion or volume, and cameras definitely match the green light you see here on the roadways on the map, averaging 65 miles an hour to get you over the top of the high-rise bridge. Not seeing any slowdowns or heavy delays just yet, and we all know that can change at a moment's notice if something were to develop, but for right now, you've got the green light. Same thing around the downtown area. Claiborne flyover showing a green light on the map, averaging 35 miles an hour, even though I'm seeing a slight increase in the number of cars out there on the roadway. We all know they'll start to slow down a little bit over the next hour when we're in that prime time hour of commuting. Looking at the NO Metro, this is I-10 at Williams facing westbound, I-10 at Norman C. Francis. Again, you can see the increase in folks driving towards the mid-city downtown area this morning. Green light all across the map. Again, cameras matching the maps. Not seeing a whole lot. That will definitely change when we get into 7:30. So let's go on up to the North Shore. This is I-12 at I-55 interchange, where you're seeing huge increase off of I-55. Same thing at I-12 west of Highway 11, but you still have the green light from Hammond to Slidell on the North Shore across I-12. Green light still for your drive times. That's some fantastic news. Fingers crossed we can say that a few more times throughout the morning. And then this is the HOV lane on the Crescent City Connection Bridge. I just love the pink in the background as the sun starts to rise, but what you're seeing here, big increase in the volume, and that's only going to continue to increase every minute over the next hour or so when we get closer to that prime time hour of commuting. If something develops, I'll push it to your phone, but for right now, you've got the green light. Could be the last time, and make sure you're warming up that car. I'll be back in a few minutes with much more you need to know before you go.
All right, Brandi, thank you.
A couple of our producers did as well, and you did too.
That's right, which is a good reminder. Like I've been reminding folks pretty much the entire winter season, warm up your car. Give it about 10-15 minutes to warm up before you take off on the roads this morning. And if you are taking off on the road, things look good. So let's go to the North Shore. This is US 190 north of I-12 in Covington. And as you can see, the volume is starting to pick up. You're seeing all those headlights and brake lights there, but no real slowdowns, congestion, delays. The best part so far this morning, no crashes. So let's stick with that, folks. Looking at the North Shore, I-12 at I-55 interchange, I-12 west of Highway 11. It's crazy how the temperature difference in the sun is making a big difference in the way the cameras look, but what is confirmed on both cameras, Hammond to Slidell on I-12 definitely has the green light so far this morning. So let's come on down to the South Shore. This is I-10 at Williams, I-610 at Canal Boulevard. I would say you have the green light all across the metro area so far this morning. Y'all know that Williams camera will start to show us some heavy volume, some delays, some backups once we're in that prime time hour of commuting around 7:30. Bonnie Carrot Spillway, another area where we could start to see some delays, and that'll be where I-55 southbound merges with I-10 eastbound. But for right now, mile marker 210, mile marker 218, averaging 65 miles an hour to get you across the spillway. Drive times. Everybody still has the green light so far this morning. We are getting closer to that prime time hour of commuting where we will definitely see those drive times get cranked up. This is I-10 at Chef Mansour Highway, I-10 westbound driving towards you. And as you can see, the volume definitely is already starting to crank up over in New Orleans East. So I'll be back in a few more minutes with much more you need to know before you go. So stick with us right here on WDSU.
All right, Brandi, thank you.
Stan, if it's coming and it's too cold, if I don't have gloves on, I let that thing pass. It's not about to slap me in the hand and hurt me. This is the Crescent City Connection bridge. As you can see, as folks approach it, the volume is starting to pick up there at 6:48 on this Tuesday morning. But look at this. We largely have the green light on all of our interstate systems. So that is some good news. If you still have not hit the road yet, but you definitely want to start warming up that car if you're going to be hitting the road in the next few minutes. But sticking with the West Bank, as you can see, elevated West Bank Expressway, Huey P, CCC, all have the green light, and your ferries are in service. So both ferries are rolling on the Mississippi River this morning. That's some good news. And then let's go on over to the other side of the bridge. This is I-10 at Williams facing westbound, I-10 at Norman C. Francis. Volume still medium, I would say, medium maybe. Looking at the map definitely matches the camera. You certainly have the green light. That could definitely change over the next few minutes as a huge influx of cars start hitting the roadways at the same time. Around the CBD, looking at that Claiborne flyover, you see right where the camera is, you're starting to see that heavier volume and slowdown. You see it happening right there, but still averaging 35 miles an hour to get you in and out of the CBD. Looking at the drive times, everybody's drive time is fantastic, but we are approaching that prime time hour of commuting where that will likely change. I-10 at Orleans showing you a big increase in volume. So I'm keeping a close eye on it. It's a cold morning, so drink your hot coffee and stick with us right here on WDSU. I have much more you need to know before you go.
Adding an extra espresso shot to that too, Brandi B. Thank you so much.
For the weekend, Raven. Thank you so much. It's 6:55 on this Tuesday. Let's get you out the door on time. This is I-10 at Orleans Avenue. They're not going that fast or slow, but you do see the volume is certainly starting to pick up this morning. So make sure you are prepared to get out the door on time. Looking at the Claiborne flyover, that congestion or volume is definitely starting to pick up. It's still averaging 35 miles an hour, but you see the heavier volume here. Maybe it look a little fuzzy to you at home, but I'm telling you, I can see a huge number of cars that are starting to slow down in that area. Looking at the NO Metro, I-10 at Williams, I-610 at Canal Boulevard, green light all across the metro area, no crashes, congestion, delays to really report for you. Drive times will start to get bumped up from here. I do want to remind you, though, it is Tuesday, 3 weeks till Fat Tuesday. Only 3 weeks left, y'all. It's going to be here before you know it, so be prepared for that. Then taking a live look outside for our anglers. It is a very cold start, but there is quite a few anglers out there this morning. We don't see a boat going through, but that's okay. Hope y'all stay warm.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, before we